Okay, couple things. I'm going to reiterate a lot of stuff that I talked about last month, but first of all, they keep asking me what the deadline date is in staff meeting, and for some reason I can't remember it, so I'm sharing it with you. Sue Tarver has asked me to let you know that this is the sign shop deadline, February the 28th. Commit that to memory, please. Okay. All right. So I am going to talk a little bit about location changes. I know Lights has really touched on quite a few of these already, but I'm going to hopefully let you see where they are. And like I said before, this map will be in the volunteer handbook, and that handbook should be ready for you by the end of this weekend, and I'll upload it to the website. I'm just going to briefly go over the items that we touched on last month. The announcer stand, the one thing that's changing there is that's going to be, well, the announcer stand operation is going out and being co-located with the Air Boss operation out on the airfield. That's where the Air Boss and the announcer stand are going to be co-located. The Bloodmobile is going to be on the east walkway coming in from the main gate. The Flightline Club and 927 Circle, as Chris mentioned, is going to be on the northwest side of the Warbird ramp. The golf cart depot is just going to be just north of the Parts Exchange building. It's going to be actually located where Parts Exchange was last year. The handicap parking locations are going to be in the main parking lot and also in what we have been calling for years this mouse. Right over here in the E, the mouse won't go over that far for some reason. Okay, let me go back. Sorry about that. Anyway, it's going to be over in the Lindbergh lot. The international tent, and we have a new international chairman. I asked for a chairman at the last meeting, and we now have one. His name is Henson Singleton, so we'll welcome him to the ranks of chairman. I hope he's here. I invited him to the meeting. Henson, are you here? Welcome. He spent a lot of time on the field. He worked for the FBO over on the other side of the field for several years, so he's very familiar with the event, so we're glad to have him. The kids zone that was mentioned earlier is also going to be on the east entry pathway coming in from main registration, which is going to be in this location here. The light plane camping is going to jump the creek, and it's going to go into the actual light plane area along with just east of the exhibits. The media center operation is moving to the Tom Davis building, so it's going to be there alongside the Piedmont hangar. Parts Exchange, as I said before, is going to be moving into the E building, the north side of the E building. We're going to have a coffee vendor, an internet cafe, and possibly a library book selling location in the south side of the E hangar as part of a draw to get people to come into that building. The preferred parking is going to be on the north side of the parking lot where the letter K's are here. That's going to be parking that people can purchase a daily parking pass for $20, I believe, to go in and be able to park up close in the parking lot. The Veterans Welcome Tent, we've changed the name of that. We met with several different veterans organizations a week or so ago, and that is going to become our military welcome courtyard, I believe is what we ended up calling it. But so we're going to be actually growing that area and inviting other military veteran services to come and grow that area, so it's really a welcoming spot for our veterans. Military, active, and retired can come there and find out about the services that they need to find out about. So that's a growing area. The volunteer kitchen, as Lights mentioned, it's going to be in the pavilion part of at the Florida Air Museum. And that operation, they've made some changes up there. I have not had an opportunity to go up and look at it yet, but I'm very excited that we're moving forward with that. The yellow lot, we are going to have a small yellow parking lot area in vaguely the same location that we had it before. It's going to be very small. The main yellow parking lot is going to be where the light plane camping was last year. So there will be tram service to this location. So if you come in and you need assistance to get back to either the tram depot or to another location on the field, please wait for a tram. They should be servicing that area on their route. The youth activities, as I mentioned before, will be in the Piedmont hangar right next to the Tom Davis Center and the media operation. That's the student tours and all of the youth activities will be operating out of that building. Now, Lights mentioned the preferred seating that we're going to be doing in front of what is now called the Nikon observation deck, which was the old announcer stand. So right here, we're going to have an area that's going to be fenced off where people can purchase a chair and sit and watch the air show. Every day there'll be that available, and it'll be on a per day. They can get a chair every day if they want one. There'll be a facility there to sell food, and also I believe there's going to be a crowd pleaser there as well for people to be able to utilize that. So it's going to kind of take up that whole corner there in front of the announcer stand, or the old announcer stand, Nikon observation deck. And, okay, there's designated smoking areas. I'm not sure that you can see them really well on this map, but we have 7 actual designated smoking areas on the field, and they're located with these little icons here that have cigarettes in them, and they are by the across the road from the D hangar, right at the end of the golf cart path there across from Peggy Brown, in between A and B building, just west of the old volunteer kitchen. There'll be one in the on-site transportation area and one by the main gate. And as everyone knows, the air side has been non-smoking for years, so please help our guests realize that our air side is non-smoking. We've had signs up, but sometimes they get ignored. So please help us with that. And also, if you see someone smoking on site, please help us direct them to these areas. We will have signage there and some way for them to take care of their cigarette butts when they're finished with their cigarettes. So please help us with that. The next change that I'm going to talk about, Lights touched on it, is the incoming traffic flow for the event. And the changes that have been made are going to be a little confusing for those who know the gate areas out there. The airport, first of all, I want to say the airport has gone through, and I didn't make a slide of this, but they've changed our gate numbers on the field. So that's going to be a little bit of an education process for everybody as far as if you know a gate by a number. There's signage that has been put up. We're changing the gate numbers on our security maps and that. But this is going to be a little bit of a transition year with the new gate numbers. So what I'm going to tell you as far as the incoming traffic, the westbound traffic coming in from on Pipkin Road will be directed, and this is mainly guest traffic, but they're going to be coming in and going in on at gate 43 and 44, which are the 2 gates that you come to here, the first 2 gates. Those gates are actually now number 35 and 36. Eastbound traffic on Pipkin Road will be turning left onto Medela Road and coming in and going in on gate 46, which is now actually gate 38. But it's the first gate that you come to on Medela, which is this gate right here. So what we're trying to do with the new plan is to have more right turns for people coming in and getting the traffic off of the road a little faster. The other change that we're making as far as traffic is the campers, which used to be directed coming in on Medela from the south, are going to be directed coming in on Medela from County Line Road along with the exhibitor traffic. And the entry point into what was our exhibitor lot is going to be this gate. It used to be this gate, so they're going to be coming in and this way, and coming in and going to camper registration and doing their registration there, and then proceeding out, coming back and going into the campground. We are going to be encouraging campers, once they have their permit, to use the airport access road to go out and come in during the week. So they're not having to utilize Rocky Road all week long for that purpose. So encourage your volunteers to use what we call the Kid Run Gate, going out and going around the access point and going out onto Drainfield Road. So if you've got any questions about any of this after the meeting, please let me know. But that is pretty much the change. So campers will be coming in from this direction, entering in this way, doing their thing at camper registration, coming back out, going around and going back into Rocky Road, into the campground. The exhibitors will be coming in and entering into the parking lot like this. So, what is the next thing I have here? Okay, we will be, the radios. We're going to be using a new radio this year. It's a 32-channel radio. It's going to have a lot more channels availability on here. It doesn't have an end to it. You can keep going around and around and around. There's no channel, like 16, our old radios ended on channel 16, and that was our emergency channel. What we're going to have to do, I'm going to have to get with Jeff Wharton and set up what our emergency channel is going to be and let you know what that is. It has an LED screen on it, so there's not going to be all the little paper things that ended up getting wet and you have to get them reprinted and restuck on it. So you'll be able to know what channel you're on by looking at the screen. So I know that a lot of you have been ordering equipment. Y'all pay attention to the color codes on the radios. A lot of that will eventually go away, but for now we're keeping the colors so we can kind of know what it is you absolutely need on your radios, but eventually you're pretty much going to have everything on your radio as far as that. There'll be a few channels that you won't have, but anyway, so that's new for this year. Okay. I shared this with you last month. These are the websites that the chairman need to be using. The one at the bottom is where you would go and order your extra T-shirts if you were wanting to get additional staff T-shirts. I don't think that's linked where I can actually show you. No, I didn't link it. Anyway, and I have that link where I can email it to you if you're interested. I think I've already emailed that out once before. That would go to the chairman, and then it would be for you to forward it to your volunteers, or they can go to the website and get it as well.